Fishman is gearing up to kick off a daily live broadcast across our social platforms, featuring a series of partner events which will highlight your favorite products, manufacturers, artists, and more. Join us every day at 2 o'clock p.m. from November 1st through December 20th for exciting interviews, live audience Q&As, and a chance to win special prizes. Head over to the Fishman YouTube channel now to subscribe and set your notifications so you don't miss out on any of these events. Hey guys, even though I just ran the partnership series countdown, I am actually here for a takeover, and we have Jen Majura here. But before I put her on screen, I just want to say we've been going live pretty much every day at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and we've been giving away a lot of great prizes. So obviously, we want everybody that's watching currently right now to like and subscribe to the Fishman YouTube channel. Head over there, set your notifications. Don't miss out on any of our events, because from time to time we give things away and we don't want you to miss out. Also, if you're watching on another platform, I'm also streaming on the Lord of the Rigs page, which is my personal page. I wanted everyone that knows me, everyone that's from Fishman, to come here and ask Jen Majura questions. So I see everyone is starting to pop in now. Right here, I'm going to flash them on the screen. Hey, everyone. Mike is writing, yo. We have someone on Twitch right here, and the reason why I could tell is right here in the corner. I see the little Twitch emblem. Hey, friends. How you doing? Hello from Canada. I love this. Brian is writing, Jen is an amazing artist. Looking forward to this broadcast. Love her 1-minute jams. So I strongly urge you today, if you want to ask Jen anything, blast this comment list right now. Just send any message you want over, and it's going to be great. We're going to have a great conversation today with Jen. Before we head over to her, if there's anything that you're looking for that is Fishman related, head over to www.fishman.com, and you can check out our Fluence pickups, our acoustic pickups, our amplification, our loud boxes, our MIDI controlled pickup system called Triple Play as well. So now, guys, I want you all to welcome Miss Jen Majura. How you doing, Jen?
Hi, everybody. Man, Ken, what an introduction. Wow.
Listen,
I'm impressed.
I'm just like a talking head at this point, you know? Check this out.
So good, so good.
This is what I love right now. Like, this is the best thing in the world. Like, I'm going to flash this on the screen. Jen Majura from Italy. This is your fan club. She's writing, hi, guys. Simona.
Hi, Simona. Good to have you back. Good to see you. Well, look at my hand. With my shitty camera, my hand is like, whoa.
That is pretty trippy. I didn't know if I was actually on drugs right now or not. But so this is the greatest thing, and I'm going to start off by asking you, what does it feel like being the only musician that I know? Because I've toured with a bunch of really big musicians. You're the only one that I know that has a legitimate fan club that constantly shows up and constantly represents. What is going on with that?
You know, I think when people support you with whatever you do, if you're a painter or a musician or whatever you do, if there's people who support you, you should support them back. And I run this little fan club admin group, and we chat constantly. And whenever I put something out there, and I want them to like share it on their pages, because there's not only Simona with Jen Majura Italy, there's going to be like, there's Jen Majura USA, Jen Majura Canada, Jen Majura UK, Lebanon. There's all kinds of fan clubs. And I love my girls. And one guy, Jen Majura Germany, is Sasha. He's the only guy. But I love these people because they show passion and they show support. That's why I support them back. And we just love each other. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I'm starting a Jen Majura Ken Susi's house account. So anyone who's a fan of Jen Majura,
all we're gonna do is break down walls and bake pizza.
Yep, that's it. We're big fans of Jen. Let's just smash another wall down. Create more room for my ego.
Guys, I have to take over now and let you know. Last time I talked to Ken, he sent me pictures of his house with a whole wall missing, and he was just like smashing that wall, and I was like, Ken, what the heck is going on? And he's like, this is how I handle the pandemic. And I'm like, okay.
During the pandemic, I'm sitting there with my family, and I'm just like looking at a wall. I'm like, you know what, we need more room in here. I just decided to take a sledgehammer to the wall and just go crazy. And you were like, what are you doing?
That was so good, man. That was so good.
Listen, like, hey, let's take some more of these. We have another guest over here. Evanescence Source France is here. So you have a fan. It is amazing to run a fan page for a beautiful human being and amazing artist such as Jen. I gotta admit,
oh, God.
I know this. We're gonna make us both cry.
Simona, thank you.
I am the only one at Fishman and you are technically the only artist that at my desk at work there is a Jen Majura hand signed photograph of you. So you're the only one. I just stare at you all day. I hope that's not weird.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome.
So what have you been doing with your time? What's been going on with you?
I've been cooking. I've been gaining weight. And
Nice.
I made my couch into the shape of my ass because I've been sitting and wasting way too much time on my couch. But I've been cooking a lot, so that is nice. It comes, unfortunately, equipped with the side effect of gaining weight, but at
Yeah.
least I enjoy the cooking and the eating, apparently.
Is your new Evanescence wardrobe going to look more like late Elvis kind of like jumpsuit kind of thing to, you know what I mean?
Maybe just
one
go
zipper?
with very, very, very loose layers. Maybe that. Maybe I'm just gonna be that. I don't know. I don't know yet. No, and I've been just a couple of days ago. I've been releasing the news and first something on 11 album together with my friend Alan Brantini.
Yep.
We recorded in December 2018. So the files had been sitting in the studio forever, and I was like, we wanted to put out a crowdfunder for everybody to just get some cool items, but then I was like, this pandemic situation doesn't feel right to ask people for money while everybody's struggling, like physically, financially, mentally.
Right.
That's just not cool. So I was like, you know what, let's do a digital release, put it out there so people can listen and just enjoy our music. And we picked Friday, November the 13th.
Well, tell me a little bit
was,
about it. Is it how many songs? What is it like?
It's 8 songs, and the overall tone of our album is fuck mainstream.
Okay.
It's literally like a big middle finger against mainstream rules, because when you do mainstream music, you have to follow certain rules. Have the first chorus show up at least like a minute into the song.
Right.
Maybe have a short guitar solo, but all that, and the song is not allowed to be longer than all these rules. And when Ellen and I decided to do that, I was like, okay, let's do this for the sake of music and for the sake of enjoying being musicians and enjoying music. So we have all different kinds of things that are completely unusual and very interesting to listen. We have a lot of songs with, of course, a lot of guitar. Duh.
Yep.
And we have a song with a drum solo in the middle that I just talked about on Instagram. We have a song that ends with a giant guitar solo instead with the chorus. We have a song that doesn't even have a hook line, but it's a guitar melody. It's all very artistically driven instead of trying to sound like radio hits. And that's what I really love. It's interesting to listen to.
So when you take that approach, I mean, obviously you're like F the mainstream. Do you take the conventional way though to a certain degree? Because there's got to be some type of like, I hate to call it math, but there is mathematics behind music. And like sometimes you say to yourself, like, we have to get into a verse here, or we have to get into the chorus there. Or are you trying to just break all rules? Are you like,
no, fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that. If I feel like I'm sorry, I'm swearing a lot.
It's okay.
Fudge that.
You could turn the K into a G, like fug.
Fug.
Yeah.
Fug that. That sounds very French. Fug that.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, I was just like, if I don't feel a verse coming up, we just don't. If I feel like, hey, I want to have, maybe a big guitar solo that leads into another verse and followed by the second big guitar. It was literally no rules. And that's what I love about the album, because I think pretty much with Insanity, I broke a lot of these rules already, because I was just like, nobody can tell me what I can and cannot do. We talked about this.
Yep.
So I did that. And Something on 11 is just a second, like a higher level of Insanity, because with Alan, he's a fantastic guitar player. And we kind of like agreed to do the songs together, and I would focus more on the vocals and he would focus a little bit more on the guitar. And we evened it out, and just the song material that we put out there, it's like I said, 8 songs, and every single song has something very, very outstanding to me.
Yeah.
And I just love that. It's good.
I want to continue.
Buy it.
I want to continue talking about the record, but I do want to flash this on the screen. I think this is great. Where is it?
Okay.
Richard's writing, can you knit me some more
Rich!
socks?
Okay, you have to know Rich. You know Rich. Do you?
I think I know Rich. I could tell by his
So
middle
Rich,
finger.
okay, listen, Rich is my sweet friend. Rich Mardish was on tour with Evanescence with us in South America and
Yeah.
another tour, and we're super close friends. And Rich, I don't know what you mean by can you knit me some socks? Because that guy is living actually close to you, Ken.
Oh,
And
okay.
he's a big Patriots fan. And guess what? I've knitted him Patriots socks. He has already socks. So I made socks for you. What the fuck are you complaining about, Rich?
Jen is quite the quilter. Nice. What's the
Ooh.
what's the biggest thing that you've knit other than a blanket?
I made a sweater for myself, which was
Nice.
a pain in the ass. It's not fun I rather knit baby socks. It's faster, you know. But but I did a sweater, and the problem with that, I picked the wrong wool, and it's so fucking warm that I can't even wear it. It's too warm. I don't know.
I'm gonna need you for my survival outfit. You know, someday when I have to live out in the cold, I'm gonna need some quilted.
Yeah, I can ship you my sweater.
Yeah, I want a
It'll
Jen
be
Majura
short on
sweater.
the arms, but you know.
Right. I want a Jen Majura sweater with your face in the middle.
Oh, jeez, no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no,
it'd
no,
be
no.
so sick. I want to be the ultimate
Everybody
Jen
would
Majura
be
fan.
no, everybody would be scared if you walk towards them. They'd go, "What the heck is this?" Like, no, you don't want that.
Exactly. Oh, by the end of the stream too, I want your new look though. We're not going to disclose what your new look's going to be. Maybe at the end we'll talk about it. But if you guys want to hear about what Jen Majura is going to look like in the next upcoming month, it's going to be
Next Monday.
fascinating. Yeah, next Monday it's going to be very fascinating. She already sent me a photo of what she's going for on my phone. But I won't share that yet. If
Sweating from laughing. Jesus.
so let's get back to your record though. So like
Yeah.
I'm intrigued with the process always. I am obviously like someone who sits in my studio and I record stuff constantly. Is it when you approach this record, are you like writing what you're writing and then you pass it off to the band because it's your project, or are you like floating ideas around between other members and then bringing them all together? How does that work?
Well, wait. We are talking about the Something on 11 album, which is literally just Alan and me.
Okay, so
It's just the both of us. We hired Jens Ulrich Handrika on bass. He also played on my Insanity album, and also Felix on drums, Felix Lehrmann,
Yep.
who also played Insanity. So we got those two, but literally told them exactly what our imagination of the songs is.
okay.
The songwriting and the lyrics, Alan and I just did together, and you know how it goes. Like sometimes you would, "Hi, Osman, hi, good to see you,"
Yep.
and you know what, you would sometimes just start writing something and you're like, hey, that's cool. For example, Phil of India is one of the tracks.
Yeah.
I had this I was listening to Phil Collins and then I
That's awesome.
started writing this song, and it's just like, it sounds like an 80s pop Phil Collins track. And I'm like, where do I go from here? So I had a couple of chords and I'm like, I'm stuck, man. I'm stuck. I don't know where to move on from here.
Right.
So I sent it to Alan and he just added something. It's just in times of, Dropbox and all that internet connection, you can just like make things work even though you're in different countries. I mean, he's in Croatia, I'm in Germany, and it's just fantastic.
Right.
Nothing else is going on with Evanescence. I mean, we've been communicating via, internet for
Right.
this year. The last time I saw Emmy and the guys was at the beginning of February, I think. Yeah.
Nice. Well, you've been doing a lot of projects. Well, when I say projects, they're not necessarily projects, but you've been collaborating with a lot of people online. Why don't you talk a little bit about
Hell
your
yeah.
1 minute clips and all the cool stuff? Because I got to say, before you even answer this, like there's a lot of people that are busting ass online. I mean, me obviously being one of them. There's Devin Townsend that has his podcast. There's other people that
I love
we know.
you, Devin. Devin, if you see this, I love you.
Right. Matt Heafy's doing stuff, but like talk about what your angle was. Like what made you want to just
Okay.
like start what you're doing?
Okay, so the thing in the beginning was when this whole quarantine situation started, all the musicians, I think, were kind of like moving on to being online live streams. First of all, because it is the easiest, everybody did Q&As on Instagram Live. I knew within a couple of weeks how every single living room of everybody looks like, and I was kind of like, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't know. And then some of these super collabs started to happen where they would cover Queen songs, and I know I've been part of one of these too. But it's kind of like you started watching with there was like 5, 6, 7 musicians covering this song, and they made this video collab together. And what I find after watching a couple of these is like you watch it for like maximum a minute and a half, and then you've seen all the studios, you know how the camera angle looks like, and there's nothing surprising happening, and I'm kind of like, you know, I want to do something different. I'm never a person that likes to be just another sheep in the herd. And I was thinking to myself, well, if the attention can only last for a minute and a couple of seconds, why not do 1 minute jams? And it all happened with my friend Kyle. He plays drums. He's from Newcastle, UK, and he plays drums for Bumblefoot and Marco Mendoza. And he's an amazing drummer and a good friend. We've been on the phone, and Kyle was just like, yeah, we need to get something positive out there. And I said, yeah, let's do a minute of a Jackson 5 cover. And then he was like, yeah, let's get somebody else involved. And I was like, yeah, sure, Alan. So the whole idea of 1 minute jams was born out of this fun and joke, actually. If somebody would have told me back in the days that this would be it, like what it really turned into, I would go like, yeah, as if. Bullshit.
Yeah. Well, you've had some incredible players join.
I know.
Talk about that. Name off a few of them, and then let's talk about like.
It's very unfair to all the others, but I'm personally, on a personal level, I'm super proud that I had Run Bumblefoot Thal on it. I had Mike Tarana on it. Also Kyle and Ellen. Gus G joined. Richie Kotzen and his wife Julia. There are so many. What really made me think about how much higher can it get was when Nico McBrain of Iron Maiden said yes, he would like to join. That was my personal moment.
That blew
Nico
my
McBrain
mind.
of Iron Maiden played drums together with Joel Hoekstra from Whitesnake. And I'm like, where to go from here? Like, geez, this is really happening.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And also, I also had Billy Sheehan. Billy's a sweet friend of mine. And of course, Mike Portnoy joined, and I had Dino Jelisic. He's currently, well, not currently, but he's part of Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yep.
And all these amazing musicians who just joined this thing for putting out good vibes and good energies, because that was the whole intention. I wanted to spread a minute of sorrow-free moment, like everybody is so much worrying about their jobs, their financials, their family, what am I going to do with my kid because the kindergarten is closed. Everybody's crowded with worries.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to, I was on a mission. I was like, I want to make people enjoy life for just, even if it's just a minute. I want to put positivity out there because it's so much needed. And also one of the great jams was Christina Scabia of Lacuna Coil on vocals, and Rue Julie from Within Temptation, who we were supposed to be on tour with. So it's just been an amazing trip. But after 28 weeks of doing that, I realized it's quite a task to deliver every Saturday, and I've always thought like I won't be doing this forever and ever and ever. Although everybody talked about the 1 minute jams. Everybody, like, no matter where on the planet, which continent, everybody's like, oh, Jen's 1 minute jams. And I love that. And we created this beautiful community whenever there was a premiere and you have the live chat. It was a beautiful, creative, awesome community of good people that all were happy to be there and have each other's back and, enjoy the community. And I love that. But what people don't see sometimes is, even if it's just a minute, it's a hell lot of work.
That's what I was going to say. That was literally my next question. So
it's a hell lot of work.
Yeah. So what has this taught you positively? I mean, obviously we know positive now. You just kind of stated like, yeah, it's been amazing and everyone, it's a community. The negative aspects of trying to get something together for a week on a weekly basis. Like there's obviously people that like slack, like myself, you know what I mean? Constantly. Like what are some of the hurdles?
I'm not gonna name any names because that would be really unfair. But,
Don't. Yeah.
I love drummers, but there are some drummers out there who just don't understand. Please send me a stereo track. I suck at drum mixing. Okay, I can't do that.
All right.
I'm really not good at it, and I don't want to ruin their sound. So all I say is, please record your drums and send me a stereo mix.
Right.
And Well,
blow.
there have been drummers who sent me 57 single stems.
Yep.
57. The day before I was supposed to upload the video. 57 single stems of one drum kit.
Oh,
And then I checked and
they sent you the individual tracks, not the summed track.
yep.
Ooh, bad news.
Wait, it's getting even better.
Okay, go.
So, what was even better was that the sub kick was muted, the ride was completely distorted and overdriven,
Yep.
peaking all the time.
Yep.
The 18th tom has been an overhead, and the hi hat wasn't even existing.
Right.
So I was really like stressing out and losing my mind. There has been like another struggle, like a person dropping out like 24 minutes before, 24 hours before deadline. Hey,
Wow.
Jen, well, I'm sorry, I can't do it. And I'm like, really? The heck? Well, I'm gonna get like a new musician now for this weekend's jam,
Right.
and all that pressure kind of like turned it into it's work.
Right.
It is work, and I just wanted to have for once a week without worrying, to be honest. But also we had Jennifer Batten on one jam, which made me so proud because
She's the best.
Jennifer is she's just amazing, man. I remember me as a little kid, you know, I watched all these Michael Jackson and I'm like, oh look, there's a girl playing guitar, you know, like she's
Right.
one of these role models. And when she agreed to do the 1 minute jams, I'm like, hell man, this is it. How where to go now? Like I had amazing players, amazing musicians, and just awesome people. And what I think what all of these 1 minute jammers have in common is that they're purely good and positive from the heart.
Yeah.
And that is something that I love because too many musicians out there are envy, hatred, you know, like negative. And I can guarantee you every single one of the musicians which you've seen with the 1 minute jams, every one of those is just an amazing human being.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, there's a lot of negativity that a lot of people don't see in the music business, but you could definitely tell which people are cool and which people are not cool. That's why we're such good friends, because we're both cool.
Yes, because we're so cool.
And if you're not seeing Jen or I talking to someone, you just assume that they're not cool. Just understand that. Stefan's asking, how was it like to play with what's that? Chronic Tour?
Come on, you can do better.
How do you say that?
Come on, you can do better. Try.
Chronic Tour? Chronic Tour? What is that?
Come on, it's KN. Come on, you got this.
Or
Yeah.
Tour.
Yeah,
Okay.
almost. Okay, there's a little misspelling in the band name. It's called Knorkator.
Oh, jeez. I would have never got that.
Sorry. But it's so funny to hear Americans trying to pronounce it.
Yeah, I blew that one.
Well, Knorkator has been the band that I was a guest musician in for, I think, 2 years before I joined another band on bass, before I joined Evanescence. And it's been very interesting because it's a very, you know, if you really pay attention to that band, they are very, very social critical in a very smart and funny way.
Nice.
They have this one song. I don't remember the title of the song, but it's literally what happens if you start walking on your hands instead of your feet, and you would dress upside down. You know, your hands would wear the pants, and your feet would wear your sweater, and then your asshole would be your head, and that would be the thing that would talk. And then he talks about how he would eat with his asshole. It's kind of like, it's like, what?
Does he
But that
know me?
literally-
What's what was he watching me
But
through my
it's-
windows?
But you know, but it's literally how a lot of people are assholes,
Yeah.
you know, and they're just dressed like normal humans, but they're assholes. That's
Yeah.
the whole thing. So they have really cool lyrics, and it's been really pleasurable and enjoyable to play with this band. But it's been unpredictable every single show because the main singer, Gero Stumpen, that's his name, his stage name. First of all, the guy is tattooed black. Half of his body is black, just
That's
black.
Awesome.
You know, not awesome. It's not tribal.
Well, it's painful.
Tribals or
Yeah.
it's just black.
Yeah.
And he's bold, and he runs around on stage with like little, you know, hot pants in latex pink, and he's a very bizarre stage persona.
Is he your understudy for Evanescence? Or no?
He's just an outstanding but beautiful human being. If you know him privately, he's a very, very nice person, very, very beautiful. But anyway, so you never know what that person does.
Yeah.
One time he poured a whole bottle of water above my head while I was playing. The next time he was hunting me with a bucket of yogurt and throwing yogurt at me, and I ran through the whole area. You never know. But I like that. It was really great. I had a great time. Thank you for the question. That was nice. Thank you.
This ties into one of your questions from your fans. What is the funniest thing that's ever happened to you on stage? Is it something like that, or was it with that band or another band?
Oh, Simona. You know, when you do this, what I do for over 2 decades, it kind of gets really, really hard to name one specific moment. I'm sure one of the funniest moments was when we played Kinkfest it was somewhere in the States. I can't remember. Was it Orlando? I don't know. I don't remember. But it was really funny because Will missed to be on stage. when we do My Immortal, you know, Amy starts on the grand piano. It's all like spotlight Amy, and it's beautiful. And we all get to, like, you know, get some towels, refresh, drink something, relax for a little bit. And then as soon as the guitar solo comes in, everybody is back on stage and everybody's like, that big light moment. And Will wasn't there because he talked backstage to the Hell Yeah guys. And I love that. You see, like, the whole thing comes in, Troy starts playing the solo and it's like, ah! And no drums. And everybody turns around and everyone's like, Will? that was for sure one of the funniest moments ever on stage for me. I love you, Will.
Well, I definitely toured with Damage Plan back in the day, where Dime and Vinny were obviously together before Dime passed away. I'm assuming that he wasn't talking to Hell Yeah. I'm sure they had shots. There had to be some partying going on.
No. I don't think so. Will is very professional and he's a great musician and very professional. He would not drink before the show and not during the show for sure.
True.
No,
I will say that those guys used to make us drink during our show. And it was impossible to escape them. So good on him.
I had one drunk show in my life, like one really bad drunk show back in the days when I played in this AC/DC tribute band, all girls, and we celebrated the birthday of the birthday of the bass player, and our drummer, she came up with a whole bottle of Jack.
Ooh.
And we played at midnight. Hell ain't a bad place to be to celebrate her birthday. That was kind of cool, you know, on stage. But then she went back to her drum kit and she put the bottle of Jack on top of my amp. And back in the days, I was drinking way more, and it was just like, it was not good. Within the next 20 minutes, the bottle was empty by just the bass player and me. And I remember I played some solo and I felt like awesome about my solo. I was like, yeah, I'm nailing this. And all of a sudden, my solo sound was gone, and I turned around, and then there was my bass player holding, like, you know, kind of like holding the Jack like this, like
just like, this is you right now.
Yeah, so I'm like, I probably shouldn't, and so I drink way less ever since then. So that was the one moment.
You should join Unearth, because most of the time we used to bring a beer funnel on stage, and we used to chong beers while we played, you know, like a party, like a keg party. So
here's the thing.
Yeah.
I know I'm German, because what?
You could drink.
I don't drink. I don't drink beer.
Wow.
I hate beer. I don't drink beer. I would rather die and dry out from my inside before I drink beer. I hate beer.
Well, I'll say this. I'll say that I don't enjoy beer regularly. I'll say I only drink beer for sport on stage, but I'm used to. I drink hard alcohol. That's my big thing.
Well, you can enjoy some good red wine or whiskey or whatever, but not beer. Beer is just a no-go for me. I had one beer in my entire life, but that's it.
Just not into the taste?
Well, I drank that beer when I was 6 years old.
Oh, beer at 6 would be terrible.
The thing is, you know, you can't compare American beer to German beer.
Yeah.
And what we have is this awesome foam top, you know, it's just awesome. And me as a kiddo, my finger was always in my dad's beer. I'm like, And then one day my dad was completely fed up with the stupid child, and he was like, "Daughter, drink this." And he made me drink a whole, it was a bucket. It was so much. And he was like, "Finish this." And it scarred me for life. It was the worst night of my life. It was horrible. And from that day on, I've never drank beer again. Until one day I had one sip of beer on tour in the States with Evanescence because I wanted to grab like a Diet Coke for my hotel room. And I grabbed a Coors Light. And then in the middle of the night, I was super thirsty, and I'm like opening up this can, and I'm like taking a big chug, and I'm like, "Fuck this! This was horrible."
That's awesome.
That's it. No more beer for me. Can we talk about something else? This is really weird.
Yeah. Good side note though. Look, so being a little Italian kid, in my house it was the opposite. It was like you would have red wine at the table, and they would always cut the red wine with a little with orange soda, like we always talk about, just like the pizza, just like anything else. So to this day, even my fiance, she loves when I pour orange soda into red wine. It's like, it's the greatest thing.
Well, Germany does that, but they do it when you're a teenager because you can't handle the red wine. They would mix it up with. We had this drink called Korea, and it was red wine and Coke.
Oh, that's not good.
It's just like, oh,
Sprite would be good.
It.
Sprite would be good.
Red wine and Sprite? No.
Well, think of it this way: it's a sangria. It's basically a poor man's sangria, right?
Poor man's sangria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to another question. What is the most valuable lesson that you've learned from Amy, Will, Troy, Tim so far?
First of all, hi, Valeria. I know you're the crazy one, like probably some more who are going to follow me through this entire evening. Thank you so much. And Valeria, by the way, runs my Jen Majura Chile fan club. She's amazing.
Yep.
And also shows up everywhere where I am. I feel like that girl is never sleeping. The most valuable lesson.
Besides, don't drink before you play, or after.
Well, that's a given. That's not a lesson. That's a good question. I believe. Wow, I don't know how to answer that. I mean, what I've probably learned from. I can't really answer that. There's so many things, I totally learned to value a lot of background vocals, the way background vocals are written from Amy. I totally adore her because she's a very strong, passionate musician, and she knows exactly what she wants, which I think is a beautiful thing. But at the same time, she's human.
Right.
It's a very, geez, that's complicated.
No, that's a good question though, because like when you think about it, like in your case, it's not a band that you grew up playing in from the time that you were 16 all the way up. So I would think a good lesson learned, right? And you kind of already said it, is that playing as a cohesive unit together, getting to know those other people, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be the thing, the daily struggle of like gelling as tight as possible?
When we tour together, we don't struggle. It's literally, I tell you honestly, we are friends, and this is the one thing that I always thought is something like a fairy tale that doesn't exist. I always thought when you play in a band, there's always got to be this one guy who's not cool.
Usually me.
But with with Amy and the guys, and also with our entire crew, everybody is really such an amazing human and such an amazing person. I mean, maybe I am the asshole, and everybody's like, "Oh, fuck! There comes Jen." Maybe I am the one. I don't know, but we all just get along really great. And I learned from Tim that I love M&Ms. I learned from Troy that it's sometimes really cool to just relax and just rock out instead of looking too much into music theory. I learned from Will that it's always good to keep being busy and never stop running the hamster wheel, kind of like. I mean that in a very respectful, good way, because I think Will is an amazing musician, and he does so much more than just Evanescence, and he's just a fabulous drummer. And from Amy, I just learned as a woman to go out there and have your voice and use it wisely, know what you want, and just be strong out there, I guess.
That's great. That's great. Well, let's segue into this right now. Mike's asking. Mike's a longtime fan of the Fishman channel. What set of Fishman pickups do you play, and what is your favorite thing about them?
My favorite thing about, well,
Yeah.
first of all, how did I get to Fishman pickups?
Let's talk about that.
I was texting my friend Ola Englund, and I said, "Hey, tell me something about Fishman pickups," because it was right then when everybody started talking about Fishman pickups, and I'm like, "Well, I know all the names of the other pickups. What is so special about Fishman? I want to understand." And then he kind of like, he didn't really explain. He was more like, "It's the best. Here's the guy you want to talk to." And then he sent me your contact, Ken.
Nice.
And that was literally it. And I'm like, okay, what is the big difference? My biggest problem back in the days, I had guitars equipped with other brands, and my problem was that, especially with Evanescence, you have a lot of these chunky riffs, this gong 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 gong, and it's super high gain. So what happens when you are on a loud stage, super high gain guitar sound? There was a whole bunch of bullshit feedbacks going on, so it wouldn't sound like going under gong 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 gong. It would more sound like gong 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 gong. And I was like, I was so sick of that, and I said, there has to be a solution to fix this. And then, like I said, I talked to Ola, and he said, talk to Ken. And I remember the first show when I played with the Classics, and I had them in my baritone, and I played Soundcheck, and it was just like a whole different world of awesomeness, because I finally had not to worry about the sound. I didn't have to worry about like moving, away from certain spots because there would be a feedback. It was just perfection, and I just loved it. And then I literally talked to my guitar tech, and I was like, equip all of my guitars with these pickups. They're the motherfucking deal. Like, I want all of my guitars with these pickups. And I think one of my favorites is the open coil pickups in my RG450, which I use a lot on tour. It's the only real Floyd Rose guitar that I also use for solos, and that shows how much variety the sounds have of the different pickups. If I would start on the neck pickup, it would be such a warm, thick, awesome sound, even when you have a lot of gain in it. And then I would switch over to the bridge pickup, and it's like this aggressive, like, without the, and I'm just completely in love with all these pickups, and they just made my guitars better. That's and they also made my playing better, because I didn't have to worry anymore about, stuff happening with your instrument just because you have your instrument not enough under control. And the moment when I really, really, really fell in love with Fishman pickups was when I called Ken, and I'm like, listen, I have this new guitar. It's purple, and it's got these oily, burned, awesome pickups, and I just want to get rid of them because they don't sound like I want them to sound. And I have this guitar as a 6-string and a 7-string. And I remember you said, well, we're going to make it happen. And then I was like, yeah, okay, cool. And then I was at my friend's place for, a pizza evening or something. And then you called me on a FaceTime call, and you were like, look at this. We have made 6 custom shop oily burn pickups for you. Which one do you want? And I'm kind of like, what the heck? Let me show. Wait, I have it here.
I think I gave you a taste test, and you yeah.
Look at this. This is the guitar with the most beautiful and most amazing Fishman pickups ever. It's like,
yeah, they're burnt.
it's so beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, they were like we took a gold set, and we were just like, messing around with them, and then we made them all different types of colors for you.
So cool. I love it. And then I remember you said, which one do you want? Like the more bluish one or the more purple, yellowish one? And I'm like, this is so fucking amazing.
I'm like that. I'm a lot like that. I'm like, oh my God, I want the blue one. I want the pink one. It doesn't even matter. I just want to let you.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. I was even pointing out like the flaw. I was like, oh, look at this one has a flaw, or this one has this here. And you were like, I want this one. But it's always better to know that like I'm supporting you in the way that like I'm giving you exactly what you want. I think I showed you like 10, 15, 20 covers is awesome.
Yeah. And I just love that, because that is what I really pay attention to when it comes to working with brands, companies, and people. I don't want to have a guitar brand that goes like, hey, you can have 35 guitars every year. If the rep is an asshole, I'm not going to work with you. You know, it's just, I have to have a personal human connection and relation to the people I work with. And that's totally what's happening with Fishman, because I didn't know you in the beginning, and you turn out to be a great friend within, I don't know, 20 minutes of talking.
Yeah, that plus all my friends are your friends as well too, which helps.
Yes, true.
But the best night ever was when we were in like Kansas City randomly, and I texted you.
Oh God.
And we were talking, and then you're like, dude, I'm like 4 blocks away from you right now. I was like,
exactly.
And then we just hung out and partied.
We've both been on tour. We've both been on tour, and we've been just ending up texting, you know, hey, how's it going? Yeah, we're on tour. Yeah, we too. And then it ended up, just been literally around the corner. So funny, so good.
Yeah.
But that's what I love about touring. You, coincidences like that, like out of a sudden, hey, what? Wait, you're in Kansas City too? Where are you? What? You're just 4 blocks away from me. Let's meet up and have a drink.
That was like a mind-blowing moment. I had no idea. That was awesome. Well, thanks for the kind words with the Fluence pickups. I'm gonna put up a question of one of my favorite redheads of all time. April is writing, hi Jen.
Hi April.
Do you still have the theremin? My mind was blown when I saw you do that on stage.
Man, shit. Yes, I do. I thought I had it here. Yes, I still have it, but I sadly realized just the other day when I tried to play it, I suck. I'm completely out of practice. I wanted to do like the Bring Me to Life or Smoke on the Water or something like. I can't anymore.
Yes.
It's so tough. It's so tough. And I truly believe, people always say how hard it is to learn to play the violin. I learned how to play the violin, and then it's so hard to play the guitar and learn how to do that. I did that too. Learning the fucking theremin is just, jeez, it's like playing an alien. It's just so hard.
It's really hard. I tried to play one once on stage because my sound guy bought it. And he was gonna, obviously implement it in his band, but I was like, we need to hook this up tonight. So we played. My band plays, this heavy metal concert. There's thousands of people. The song stops, and then it's just like, woo! I'm just messing around. Everyone started laughing, but it was an embarrassing moment. I don't know how to play it at all.
It's not embarrassing as long as you don't try to play a certain melody. If you just go Sheldon sound things like whoo, it's fun. If you try to play like a fucking melody, you're gonna suck. It's so hard. And I even took a lesson before we went on tour with Evanescence, where I played the theremin for the synthesis run with orchestra. I even took a lesson. I think even the world champion of theremin, and she gave me a lesson of showing me all these different, like finger poses, how to do that, and all that shit. And it was a trip. I learned to play the theremin for like 6 months before we hit road, and but now I suck. So yeah.
I would love it if you met the world's best theremin player, and they're like, I'm guessing. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's just nah, can't anymore. I'm out of practice.
Right. Okay, another question here. Do you prefer to play at festivals or in clubs?
Oh, geez, I hate that question. Raphael, no offense. I thank you very much for that question. But it's so hard to tell because festivals and club shows both have such a diverse energy, and it's so hard to tell. I love festivals because the reason why I love festivals is most of the time you get to meet a lot of friends who are on the road touring as well, and you get to hang out. And, I bumped into Per Nielsen on one festival, or Nita, and, it's just cool to hang out with friends. And also, of course, the massive amount of people is just amazing. But playing small club shows is amazing because the energy is completely different. And I love both. I can't pick. It's just like you have 2 kids and you're going to say, hey, which is your favorite kid? That one or that one? And you go like, you can't really tell. I like both.
That's good. Yeah, they both have different energy.
Exactly.
let's see, violin's the hardest part. Part was the bow position for me. Never played a theremin. So, all right, you got to get with it. You got to learn.
Yeah, try it, because the theremin is the only instrument you can actually play without physically touching anything, and it's the only instrument on planet Earth.
Right, right. Well, I want to get to your new look. We got to talk about that. But Daniel's also asking this. Sorry if this has already been asked, but what inspired you to pick up the guitar? This is a good question.
My dad has been a musician, so music has never been something, weird in my family. It has always been clear that I'm going to be a musician. At the age of 4, I was like, I'm going to become a musician. And I started out on piano because my dad wanted me to play Moonlight Sonata while he's in his rocket chair. And I realized I can't really headbang and jump around and move around with the piano. So I was like, I want to play electric guitar at the age of 6. Just because I thought it was so cool. And my first few guitar players that I'm going to name him were Richie Sambora of Bon Jovi. He was the first one when I really paid attention to what a guitar is. In a matter of a couple of moments, I could play all the Bon Jovi songs, and I was like, okay, cool, let's move on. That was literally when I discovered guitar players like, here comes, come on, Ken, say it.
Say what?
Which guitar player? Come on, say it.
Oh, Nuno Bettencourt?
Of course. And also Steve Vai and
Oh, Steve Vai, yeah.
And I mean Nuno, of course, but also Steve Vai and so many great guitar players. And it all comes down to discovering more and more music and more inspirational people who just are inventing new ways of sound and styles of playing, and that really soaked me into this guitar world. I think the most influential guitar player for my personal playing, although I heard that the Something on 11 album apparently has a lot of Vai influences. I heard a lot of these comments, like everybody's like very like extreme Nuno Bettencourt Vai-ish. So I was like, wow, that's a good compliment,
Yeah.
I mean, they could have said Eric Clapton or something. Anyway, but it's a good compliment, so thank you very much. And and that literally just made me fall in love with guitar. And I think for my personal playing, the most influential guitar player is Mattias Eklund from the Swedish band Free Kitchen, because he's completely innovative. He has a complete unique sound, and also is a very, very sweet friend of mine. I love him, and I also have his band's mascot tattooed to my wrist. So I love these guys, and I love their music. And I guess that's why I ended up playing guitar.
You dodged yourself out of one good thing that one really good thing that one good point you were going to make.
One good thing.
The one good thing that you were going to say during this thing, you just dodged out of. All right. No. So, okay. So with those great guitar players, right? Which one do you think you pulled the most influence from, playing wise? Like,
Mattias Eklund.
Okay.
Definitely Mattias.
Okay.
I love to listen to Steve Vai. Sex and Religion with Devin on vocals is just phenomenal, and one of my all-time, if not the utmost favorite album of my life. I love Steve Vai because I love the way he speaks. He speaks through his instrument. It's not only transporting pictures and emotions through his body, making his body play an instrument and transform it into music that will recreate pictures and emotions in people's minds. He's just phenomenal with he's got such a great art of musical talent inside of him, and he's such a smart and wise and awesome, sweet person. And I totally love Steve Vai.
Isn't it funny that there's so many great guitar players, obviously, that have existed, like Jimi Hendrix and Eddie Van Halen and all these great players of all time, but Steve Vai seems to. Yeah, it seems like Steve Vai's the one artist that no one can really play like. I mean, you can play his parts, you can riff with him or riff like him, but have you ever?
I tried to make a cover of his song Pig, and he reposted it on his social media, so I was freaking out.
With a bunch of like laugh out louds, like ha ha ha.
Seriously, I was about to go to bed, and I checked my Instagram, and it says Steve Vai himself has tagged you in his post, and I'm like, say what?
That's awesome.
So I checked it, and he shared a cover that I did of the song Pig from Sex and Religion, and he was like, it was only the post was filled with beautiful, really beautiful comments, and he was just like, I would have never thought that somebody would sit down and figure out how to play this, and Jen Majura mastered this awesome blah 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 blah, And I just read that and I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. It was 3 or 2 a.m. in the night, and I was so excited that I called my dad and woke him up. I'm like, Dad, guess what happened, Dad? Steve Vai reposted my video.
Have you met Steve yet?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He's the greatest guy ever.
He's the greatest. And he's amazing.
That's awesome. Mike is asking, what is it about Ibanez that you enjoy the most?
They just fit to me. And it's very easy for me to pick up a guitar and then make up my mind within the moment of just holding the guitar to my body. Is it merging with me? Is it like becoming one with me, or is it not? And nothing against other brands, but I never had a brand that merged so good with my body and my playing feel that makes me so comfortable that I feel like this guitar is me, instead of I am holding a piece of wood with 6 strings or 7 strings attached to it. It's more like you become one with your instrument. And whether I don't know whether if it's the shape or the style or the necks, or I don't know, it's just something about these guitars that really makes me feel very comfortable, and then I can stop focusing on how to hold the guitar and how to play the instrument. I can just I take a deep breath and I just play. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing with Ibanez guitars for me personally. I just love these guitars.
Yeah, that's super important, just having the guitar in your hand and making it make sense. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're running out of time, but Jen, can I show everybody the new look that you may or may not be going for?
Of course.
All right. So Jen and I were fooling around before we got.
Are you gonna show the picture that I just sent?
Yeah. So basically we're texting through, we can't talk when the countdown was happening. Jen we were just rifling pictures back and forth, and we're talking about her new look, and she's like, "This is what I'm going for." And I know what she's going for. This is good. So I'm gonna give you guys a sneak preview of what's up right here. Let's see if I can get it on the screen. There you go. This is Jen's new look coming up next year. It's she's gonna have a red mohawk, but this is Jen. What do you think? What do you think of this?
Yeah. Don't cover your. It's amazing. It's good. Yeah. This is I'm gonna go to Sabrina, my lovely friend and hairstylist, on Monday, and yeah, she's gonna make this work. I'm gonna look exactly like. Can I point at it? No, wait, the other way.
Other way, yeah.
I can't. I'm gonna look exactly like that. Oh,
guys, what do you think? Guys, what do you think? So far, people are writing right now. They're flipping out. They think this looks good.
Oh my God! Yay!
Yep. Beautiful stuff.
Yes, exactly, guys. Yeah, Travis. Hi!
Travis Larson. Yeah. Now you could do some. You could do some chicken picking now. Great. Thank you so much, Travis. That's a joke that I did not think of yet.
Chicken picking, yeah, that's exactly what I want to. Why I want to get this hairstyle right there. It's yeah. This is how I'm gonna look next Tuesday. So if you don't see any social media posts of me anymore, that's because something went wrong, and All right.
I would take down this photo, but it's just gonna stay here.
It's so good, yeah. Leave it. We can close the live chat and everything, but leave the picture up there so people can look at my awesome new hairstyle.
Oh yeah,
coming next Monday.
No, literally, there's gonna be other streams of other Fishman events, and this picture's just
gonna live stay
here. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be like, this is guys. Sorry, Jen Majura from Evanescence is representing on this.
Oh my God.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well, Jen, we ran out of time. It's been an hour. I'd like to thank everybody.
Okay.
Hang tight. I'm gonna. Do you want to say goodbye to all your fans?
I want to say goodbye to everybody. Please, everybody out there, stay safe, stay sane, stay happy, stay healthy, care for each other, and be careful out there. And thank you so much for being here and for the support and everything. And thank you. And enjoy my mohawk. Ooh, I said mohawk. I shouldn't have said that. Ah!
You just outed yourself. Well, Jen, on behalf of Fishman, obviously, it's always an honor to have you on these live streams. It's definitely a huge honor to be your friend and also be your artist rep. So this is really cool.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for doing this.
You.
I'm going to lead us out real quick, but just hang tight. We'll say goodbye to each other. So everybody, that was Jen Majura. This was a Fishman Takeover. We will be continuing our partnership series tomorrow at 2:00 p.m. Show up. If we may or may not be giving something away, head over, like and subscribe to our page, set your notifications. When you do that, you may get the opportunity to win something through Fishman or one of our partnering companies. But guys, we are out of here for today. We will see you tomorrow. It's been so great. Jen Majura was obviously an amazing guest, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much.